Alright guys, welcome back to another video. I am in the back seat of the truck, so you know what that means, that we're on our way to go pick up another vehicle. Alright, so we made here at the place, and let me show you guys what we're here to look at.
So I got it. Hey, what are you? Oh God, get out of here, buddy. And the friend tell me like you don't know a lot of things with that. Like, but you tell me the engine is gonna be okay. The carburetor it was like inside, nothing.
What's up, dude? You smell my dogs, huh?
I tried to turn the engine, it turns. Okay. I put the body and jump it and
Whoa.
like straight. Yeah. The engine turns.
Got broken.
How long you had it? Like 3 months.
Door needs some persuasion. So it's a long bed.
And even I told the company, Pacific Lean.
Oh, Pacific Lean still in the valley?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Down
used
to Reseda or
Reseda.
somewhere there.
He's right next to the
I have no idea where they are, but I just called them and see what they say.
This guy has all kinds of cool stuff laying around. Check out this old tractor.
Are you set on the price?
If I don't fall down.
I don't want to buy the house. Taking 2,000.
So there's been stuff that's been changed. Obviously those are not the original wheels. I've never had a truck like this before, so I don't know a whole lot about it. But even the badging on the side says 350 on it. And then I think somebody added this 454. It's got headers on it. Edelbrock carburetor. Pretty straight truck. Yeah, you're pretty good right there.
Good like that. Yeah, go straight.
You can back up some more.
I'll look at those.
The ramps are short. That's the problem.
Okay.
Woo! Look at that. No exhaust on it. Open header right there. Exhaust hanging down. This truck's been sitting for a little while. So at that point, we're gonna get her strapped down and we're gonna get going home. Thank you again. All right, guys, good morning. I am coming to you from the inside of the truck at the moment. We're gonna pull this thing up to the front and we're gonna kind of get this thing cleaned up. First glance is the window is completely broken. They just put some sort of cardboard on there with some glue, I guess, because it's missing a lot of glass. It's missing a radio. We got a carburetor down there. Steering wheel feels kind of flimsy. It's kind of cracked and broken. We got some rust in the cab, so we're gonna have to take a look at that. But actually, I can see the floor a little bit. Gauges are huge. Look pretty big to me. And if I remember correctly, when we were looking at the engine, somebody was messing with it. The carburetor didn't even look like it was bolted down all the way. But my dad told me two different things, saying that it doesn't run very well or it doesn't run. But looking at the way the carburetor is set up, they have a bunch of vacuum leaks, and with those leaks that they got going on, it's not gonna run, or if it does, it's definitely not gonna run very well. Seat's trashed, but no big deal. Got a normal thing. Got some scissors from the school. And it's always cool when you get a few free tools with the purchase. A couple screwdrivers. No key. This truck not come with a key. But it does feel like the brakes work. But that's just about all at the moment. Let me show you guys the rust, actually. We got some rust in here. Open the door. Door needs a little persuasion. There we go. So here's some rust that we got going on down here. You can see down on the floor. The gas tank. Gas tank is still behind the driver's seat. Kind of rusty in there. No big deal. That does not tighten. Alrighty. The window does roll down. No headliner. But it does appear the only broken glass that we have is the windshield. Back window's okay. All the tires are shot. My dad seems to like these wheels that are on there, but I'm not sure if I like them. But it's gonna be a while before we change them anyway. The grill's in good shape. I have a pretty good dent right here. We could pop that back out, no big deal. All these studs are loose. This thing's just sitting on there. Little Brock. Inside's full of spider webs. Another thing I noticed is that the fuel pump looks like it's new. Did you see that?
See? Oh yeah, it does look like a new fuel pump.
Looks like a new fuel pump.
The motor's been painted, so I mean, it kind of looks. I mean, it does look fresh. That's.
Other than the dirt.
Yeah, the being dirty.
Somebody put a little bit of time into it, and they let it sit for a while because the last time it was registered in 2014, so it's been about 10, 11 years. So we also, you checked?
Yeah, I'm not sure there's any water in there. I think they just put this thing together and they haven't really filled the fluids and all that sort of stuff.
So there's no water in there. And obviously we're hoping that the motor's good. But we're gonna get it cleaned up a little bit. We're probably gonna wash the engine off. Want to pull a valve cover and see what it looks like in there.
See, it looks like that moisture went in here a little bit. So I want to open this all up and take a look
this
inside.
one's kind of rusty.
Yeah.
It's probably a stock. It might be a stock 454 at that cast iron intake manifold.
Yep. Good old cast iron.
So it might be stock, and they just put some headers on it. Everything else looks pretty much complete though.
It's got HEI ignition, that's a plus.
Do you remember what transmission, what was in it?
The guy said maybe a turbo 400, which makes sense. That's kind of what they used to put behind big blocks.
Is that an overdrive transmission?
No, they're not
No?
overdrive. That's a 5 miles to the gallon transmission.
It does feel like it has brakes, but
It's got nice big, just the big old giant disc brakes in this thing.
has Headman headers on it. You can see the tag on it.
I used to work with the son. That owned Hedman headers.
Back in the day.
Yep.
So my dad tried to pull the dipstick out earlier, and he said the whole tube came out, so I'm holding this thing down. There's a little bit of oil on the bottom of it. It's like right here.
Okay, at least it's got some oil in it.
It's sort of clean. It looks sort of clean.
Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. At least it's not full of water.
Yeah.
We need to figure out why that is like that. That might not be the right dipstick. I don't know. It's supposed to be bolted on. I could be wrong.
So what do you want to do? We should have left the carburetor on if we're gonna hose it off. Now for
Well,
sure.
it's not bolted on. Who cares? I want to put some tape on there. Clean out all this stuff down in here. Clean out all that stuff that's down in there. Let's get it all cleaned up and.
All right, so now I'm gonna move on to the interior. I'm gonna try to get it a little bit cleaner than what it is, because it doesn't look very good. And we got a little military guy. All right, so after the pressure wash, everything came out pretty good. It's not super crazy clean or by any means. So this truck also has a bit of rust. We have some rocker panel damage there, some rust. This looks, I mean, it's not through yet, but it looks kind of rusty. And the back side of this cab right here too is already some rust in there. And same thing on the driver's side. Same thing on this side on the front, but this side's already all the way through. I already showed you guys that. See what we're gonna do about that. Try to fix that. Rocker right here, kind of chewed up on the front. Starting to get to it right here. Yeah, that doesn't look very good. But that's not bad. That's just a little metal there to hold the weather stripping. That can be fixed easy. Right here on this part, there's no rust though. That looks pretty good. Someone else put this in. Obviously, this is not factory. We haven't talked about what we're gonna do about this yet, but I'm not sure if it's gonna stay. I would rather like to put it back on the column. So that's kind of where we are with the truck at the moment. I got my dad here.
Hello.
So In the next video, we're gonna start tearing into the mechanical side of this stuff to see what the valve, what it looks like under the valve cover. Probably gonna pull the intake off. Obviously, we're having carburetor problems. It was never really bolted on there. All right, guys. With that being said, thank you for watching. Stay tuned to the next video to see where this takes us and what we find out next. Catch you guys in the next video.